Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Obviously that's not me that you're seeing on the screen, but today I'm going to be doing my friend's makeup. She already came with her eyebrows done, typical Elisa, but let's get started. So I'm going to be priming her face with the Farsali Skintune Blur Primer. She mentioned having dry skin and she's always wanted to try this product out, so that's why I decided to use it on her today. I was struggling so hard to try and get the product out. It's the mini version of the bottle, but for some reason the dropper did not want to cooperate. And I finally got it to work. And I'm just gonna rub it into her skin so we can get started. I'm going to be going in for foundation with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte in the shade 150. So before I go in with that, I always like to spray the brush I'm using. So I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist Spray and just spray that on her brush. And then I'm going to apply the foundation on her brush and then just put it all over her face. I'm going to make sure I get the foundation everywhere, so then when it's time to blend it out, I won't have to add more. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out the foundation and make sure it's evenly spread out throughout her face. For concealer, I am going to be using the Tarth Shape Tape concealer in the shade Fair Beige. I was trying to get it to my camera to focus, but it would not focus on the product. But yep, everything I use will be put in the description box below. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that under her eyes. And the way I'm applying her makeup, I'm literally doing the same steps how I would on my face. If you haven't watched the video of how I do my full face, you should go watch that. So before I blend it out, I'm going to take the Morphe setting spray and spray that over her face and let it sit for a second. then I'm going to take my Morphe M173 brush, which is like a dense buffing brush. I'm going to take that and blend out the concealer. So I'm gonna go back in with her foundation brush, which is what I use to apply the foundation, and just go back in and buff in the product, trying to make it as seamless as possible. And I do this step on my face a lot, so you'll see me always going back to the foundation brush. I'm just taking the concealer and putting it over her eyelids so I can use that as prep for the eyeshadow I'm gonna put on her later. And I'm just gonna buff that in. So next I'm going to be taking my Mercier Secret Under Eye setting powder and mixing that with the Ciate London setting powder. It's like a white powder. She actually had this and she said she got it from Ipsy, but I guess Ulta carries it as well. So I'm literally just going to mix the two and use that in all the places that I put concealer. Next, I'm going to be taking the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm just going to bronze her face all over just to, you know, bring some color back to her skin. So I'm going to put that all over where her cheekbones are, jawline, and forehead. I can't remember the exact shade that the bronzer was, but it's Physicians Formula. You can find it at Ulta, Meyer, anywhere that sells drugstore makeup. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be taking her foundation brush again and just going back in and blending those two together. I feel like this step is very vital if you want seamless makeup, because it's like you're mixing each layer that you're putting on together. So now I'm going to take this angled brush and I'm going to take the bronzer and apply that at the bridge of her nose and like feed it into her eyebrows for a nose contour. As you can see, her nose is already pointy, so I'm not gonna drag it all the way down, but I'm gonna make it so that it's more defined up there. Ooh, I know you see that nose contour. Surgery wear. So I'm just gonna take my Morphe 173 brush and buff that in so it's not as defined, but you can still see it. So for the eyes, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe 25D palette, and it's just a palette with a bunch of neutrals, as you can see. So I'm gonna be taking the shade that I'm pointing to as well as the other lighter shade and using it as a transitional color. As you can see, someone's excited to get their makeup done. So I'm just gonna be going in with that all over her lids. So next I'm going to go into the same palette and go for this like darker brownish orange shade. And that's the next color I'm going to use. I never really know what eyeshadow look I'm going for until I'm actually looking at the palette. So I was trying to match the look with her headband and the shirt because it's like shades of orange and it's like a sunburnt orange / brown. So that was what look I was going for. Okay, the look is coming together. I'm just going back in and blending the two shades together so that it's not harsh and it looks seamless. Elisa's eyelids are hooded just like mine, so I always have to like extend the shade above where my actual lids are. So I'm going in with the Nubian 2 palette and I'm going to be using Zuri and going to be putting that as her highlight underneath her brows. So I'm going to take the Benefit eyeliner and black. I'm just going to be doing her eyeliner, just creating like a thin line. And it was at this moment that she looked up and the eyeliner transferred to the top of her lids. But I'll show you how to fix that in a second. So I'm just going to continue trying to make it as straight as possible. It doesn't have to be super straight because I'm going to put lashes on top. But yeah, I just want a thin line that's as close to her lash line as possible. So in order to fix this, I went back into that Morphe palette, and I'm gonna use a dark brown shade to kind of go over where the black eyeliner had transferred, because I didn't want to wipe the eye and start all over, because I'd have to put concealer, set it, do all that. So I just finessed and took a darker shade, and you can't even see it. When she opens her eyes, you can't see it. So I just took a darker brown shade to go over the error, but I'll keep coming back to the eyes and fixing it and making sure it's how I like it. Next is eyelashes. So we're going to be using Ardell Wispies. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Big Tease Plumping Mascara, which is from Ulta. I love how big the wand is, and it allows you to get all in there. I'm going to go back into the Morphe palette, and now with a denser brush, I'm going to be taking the similar colors I use for her eyelid and putting that underneath her bottom lashes. So I'm going to go back and do the same thing I did on the left eye, or the right eye to the left eye, sorry, it's backwards. She had mascara on previously, so that's why it was a little dark underneath her eyes, even after I put concealer. So I'm just gonna create like a smoky brown orange combination for under her eyes. And that's what I'm doing now with a dense brush. I think this brush is part of the BH Cosmetics set that I also previously mentioned in my full face makeup video. I'm going to be taking the brush I used to set the concealer and just going back in places where there might have been fallout and just cleaning that area underneath her eyes up a little bit. This is the face of somebody who is happy so far. You know when you're looking in the mirror and you're feeling yourself, but the look is not even done yet. So I'm going to go in with the Ofra Cosmetics Madisson Miller blush highlight, and I'm going to be using that on her cheeks. And I'm going to take a fluffy brush and apply the blush with that brush. Oh, okay, I got bars. But yeah, I'm gonna apply this to her cheekbones. From the same palette, I'm gonna be using the highlight. First, I'm gonna spray those Morphe setting spray so that the highlight pops more. I know y'all see this highlight. Look at how blinding that it is. This highlight palette set is bomb. I never heard about it until she brought it, and I was like, yeah, I'm about to buy this. So for the lips, I'm going to be using the Bite lipstick in the shade GLACE. It's very creamy when applying it. So I really liked it, and I didn't feel the need to line her lips because they're already like pinky. So this was kind of like a nude but extra look because I didn't need to do too much. So now I'm gonna add the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in the shade Baby Doll, which is number 11. So I'm just gonna add that to the top. So I went back in with the Bite lipstick just to, you know, go back in areas where I felt like it needed more of the lipstick or it wasn't showing as much. So I'm just going back in, cleaning up, making sure everything looks good. And I'm also going to go back with the foundation brush and just buff everything in so everything is flawless. And that's the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to follow my beauty page, beatsbychi_ on Instagram, to see the pictures that we took that came out from this look. I hope you enjoyed watching this transformation that I did on my friend. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.